Can you tell me about the soul? When death comes, what will follow? What will be revealed when you go? Is a question that we all must know. Do you know about the soul?
Assalamu alaikum, a brand new upcoming class on the book by Sheikh Karim Abuzaid, The Souls of the Dead, being taught by Ustad Laila Nasheeba. Yes, right here, every Saturday and Sunday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. You are not going to want to miss this. Join us. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
Every believer must know.
This week on the Ask Sister Laila Live show, pure natural inclination towards faith and goodness, the fitra, which was placed in every human being. So it's awakened in you. You yearn for the truth and a deeper connection with Allah. So what do we do when we are living amongst those that are the opposite of the natural enlightenment? We will dive into strategies for living in a secular society, such as prioritizing core practices, ways to protect our fitra, surrounding oneself with a good faith-filled community, which in itself combats feelings of loneliness, renewing our intentions, and much, much more. Tune in Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern as Ustada Laila Nasheeba explores this very important topic on the fitra, its impact, its position, and role. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
Sister Laila.
Message from Sunnahfollowers. This is from Sheikh Saleh. We need to unite. Sisters, wear your hijab. Wear your beards. Be proud of your beards. Stay home, stay in your home. Stand up, unite, and stand for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's right, Saleh. We all should stand up in solidarity, not transgressing the limits of the law, but standing together with patience and understanding. This is Sunnahfollowers.
With dignity, humility, and balance.
If you want to learn about how to balance and maintain your faith every day, you need to be here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, being taught by Ustad Laila Nasheeba, streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. Hope to see you there, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Yusuf and this is Ayub. And if you are benefiting like we are from the classes and the ongoing programming and tuning into the Sunnahfollowers, please donate. Let this be an ongoing sadaqah jariyah on your behalf. You're helping the kids, the conference, and everyone seeking knowledge. And it's a wealth of information every day you tune in. Don't forget, you are being rewarded for your generous donations to keep this programming on air. You know, just like what you're hearing, put your dollar where the dollar's at. Right here on Sunnahfollowers. Don't forget, donate. Right here to Sunnahfollowers and dollars at. Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Listen, we are in dire need of donations to keep these shows running and available for you 24/7. So that means when you're in the car, it's available for you to listen to. Whether you're at work, streaming, playing a game, it's available for you to listen to. Rowing your deen and learning about the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful different topics of Islam. Listen, one of the heaviest deeds that could be placed on your scale on the Day of Judgment is Sadaqah Jariyah. Yes, I know, I'm trying to build deeds daily. So you can too. So listen, feel free, and please, from the bottom of your heart, donate
to this wonderful cause, wonderful website and platform to continually push out shows that will benefit you and the Muslim Ummah. Yes, you can donate by going to the Sunnahfollowers.net website, pressing the donate tab. You can also scan the QR code in YouTube on the far left top of our videos that are streaming. Listen, guys, this is very important, and take this as important. We want to keep this programming available for you 24/7 so that you have access in your car, anywhere you choose to tune in to this wonderful programming. Yes, guys, it's all at your disposal. So listen, feel free to donate. Once again, remember, Sadaqah Jariyah, one of the heaviest deeds on your scale on the Day of Judgment.
Sunnahfollowers presents a new Hadith class taught by Ustada Laila Nasheeba, Riyadus Salihin, every Monday and Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
Sorry, guys. Inna alhamdulillah. Wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Excuse me. I'd like to welcome everybody to our Maqasidic Tafsir class. And for this class, we are studying from the book, the Maqasidic Tafsir, Volume 3 of Dr. Karim Abuzaid's Maqasidic Tafsir series. And tonight we're going to continue with the Maqasidic interpretation of Surat Al Baqarah. And for those of you who are watching me on the Bigo program, please make sure that you open up a tab on your cell phone to YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to my, go to my channel Sunnahfollowers, which is written at the top on this program, the Bigo program. Click on my live stream so you can see the PowerPoint that I'm getting ready to present on the screen. So you can follow along with everyone. And one of the questions that one of the new students here asked me, the sisters from South Africa who's joining us, and how many are in the Zoom room? And in South Africa, Sister Amira. Okay, you have 65 sisters. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum to the sisters in South Africa. I know it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning there. This is Sister Laila Nasheeba. It's such a, an honor to have you sisters joining me during this last third of the night. I want you sisters to remember the great blessings that you are getting joining me during the last third of the night to learn your deen. The angels are surrounding you. They're beating their wings and making dua for you. And you're getting double the reward for remembering Allah in this gathering. So may Allah bless you, sisters, and also my sisters in Japan, because I have sisters in Japan who are on Twitter joining us in a group. Yeah, they're together too. I also have my sisters here on Bigo in Malaysia. Assalamu alaikum with the beautiful kimars on. And they're in Singapore. I have some sisters here from Afghanistan. MashaAllah. Yes, I sent my address to a couple. They're getting ready to send me some kimars from Afghanistan. Hello, can't wait. Oh, they're sending me some abayas too from Afghanistan, added to my collection. Yeah, my Afghani sisters sending me some abayas and some kimars. You know, I got sisters from all over the world here who have joined us. MashaAllah. So y'all gonna see Layla in her Afghani wear for the winter. You know, MashaAllah. So, I want to welcome all my sisters here. We're keeping it real, holding it down. Exactly. So anyway, you're getting all the rewards. These Zoom rooms are amazing, aren't they? Amazing. And we're streaming simultaneously on Rumble, on Twitter, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. What else we got here? Kick. Oh yeah, Kick. I like Kick. Yeah, we have a guy that's trying to nuke us on Kick, but he can't get through. I'm using a good streaming program. But don't worry, he gets banned. He comes in with different names and we ban him. Brother with the name Allahu Akbar. Want to blow up my Kick channel fast? You trying to get me more followers, he says on Kick. Do it for the sake of Allah. Okay, mashallah, for the sake of Allah. Okay, so mashallah, we got Muslims from all over the globe here joining us, Yes, and I can't forget my sisters in Australia from the land down under. Yeah, I know. You sisters been trying to get me to come and visit you guys down under for a long time. Inshallah, one day when I find a mahram that can take me. That's a long way down under. Yeah, but inshallah, I got sisters. We keeping it real. The sisters in South Africa, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, Afghanistan. My Arabic sisters in Kuwait, Egypt, back home. Yeah, the homeland, and also down under. But anyway, mashallah, tonight's class is going to be great. And for those of you who have not yet purchased the book, there's a picture of the book. This is the Maqasidic Tafsir, Volume 3. It's at the top there. This is the yellow one. Yes, from Amazon. That's it. Dr. Karim Abuzaid. Everybody knows who Karim is. Dr. Karim Abuzaid. Yeah, he has his PhD now. So the sisters in Australia. Yeah, he's got his PhD. He's Dr. Karim. Make sure you type doctor. That's how you can't find the book. Yeah. For Amazon, that's the thing. You couldn't find the soul book. You have to put doctor. Type Dr. Karim Abuzaid. Then it'll pop up. Yes. But this is the Maqasidic Tafsir Volume 3. Inshallah. Yes, inshallah, sisters. I'm going to teach inshallah. If Allah keeps me living long enough, I want to cover all his books, because I have incorporated all of his books into the curriculum here at Sunnahfollowers. I'm going to try to cover them all. He's putting them out like hotcakes. Yeah, you sisters eat hotcakes down there in the land down under. I come from the land down under. Yeah, you're going to get me an inshallah. Yeah, inshallah, sister, Yeah, y'all eat hotcakes. Yeah, I love hotcakes. Flapjacks. Yeah, flapjacks. They call it flapjacks down there, probably with Geechee. Geechee, do y'all call, she wants to know, do y'all still call them flapjacks in Texas? Geechee, the sisters from down under, she said, do y'all still call pancakes flapjacks? I don't know, Geechee. She's probably on, I don't know. But we never call them flapjacks here. I'm from the East Coast. We call them pancakes. Okay. Yeah. Mashallah. But y'all eat them too. Yeah, I love them. But anyway, subhanallah, guys, good class tonight. We're going to be continuing with Surat Al Baqarah. And we're going to cover the verses, I think it's verses 143 to 203. We're the chapter 3.1.4. It says 3. I meant to put the number 4 there, but I was on the phone speaking to my mother. So chapter 3.1.4 Surat Al Baqarah, protecting faith. Y'all got that? That's where I'm at. Mina, is that the right part of the book? I did the right PowerPoint, right, Mina? I don't know where they are in my Zoom room. Y'all Zoom room is active, right? My Zoom room is dead as usual. But I think it's 3.1.4, Surat Baqarah, protecting faith. Okay.
It is. It is.
Oh, that's the right one. So I'm okay. Okay, yeah. Good. Okay. I don't. Now you know I don't go by pages. Mean I'm using the PowerPoint.
I know, that's why I didn't say pages.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was for us. It's 169.
Okay.
So bring 169 page.
Okay.
169.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
3.
You're welcome.
Yeah, y'all using Kindle. They using Kindle and Down Under.
Yeah.
Down Under is using Kindle too. That's the Australia. They're using through. So it's 3.1.4.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So 3.1.4 too. Okay. 3.1.4. Okay. So this is what we're going to be covering. Okay. People in Malaysia, y'all got it too. Everybody can see the screen. We all ready? We got about a bunch of Zoom rooms going, guys. We got to keep it real. Y'all ready, sisters? Okay, so let's get started, inshallah. How many in your Zoom room? Australia. Girl, you kidding? What time is it there? Oh, y'all a day ahead of us. She got 100 people. They got 100 people in their Zoom room. 65 in Amira's. How many in my Reddit group? 35. Girl, don't even ask how many in mine. Probably 2. 2 people. You know, I'm not popular in America. My group ain't popular. I'm popular everywhere but America. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. Okay. Let's get started. Okay, y'all ready? Okay.
Ready.
Okay, here we go. Okay, let me hold this up too. I got 86 here on Bigo. Mashallah. It's 80. I didn't forget y'all on Bigo. My sisters in Singapore and Malaysia, it's 86 of us on Bigo. And I got brother Duke here. Duke, I got Duke here. Just let you know, Duke, I can see you. I know I got it on lockdown so that they don't come in here acting bad. But brother Duke is there too. Yep. All right. Okay. So when we looked at Surat Baqarah, guys, for tonight, Surat Baqarah verses 143 through 283. This part of Surat Baqarah is very, very important because it focuses on 5 essential aspects of our existence, which is religion, which is important, life, our lineage, our intelligence, and property. And these are the 5 major objectives of the laws of Allah, which are designed to ensure the preservation of human life in accordance with Allah's guidance. And they are also the 5 essential qualities that responsible Islamic leadership is obligated to protect. Okay? If we were living in an Islamic country, the government would be obligated to protect our religious lifestyle, our personal lives, our family life, our intelligence. Remember, we're learning in the class that Mukhtar's teaching. Remember, Umar did everything, radiallahu anha, to protect education, to preserve Islamic education, and to protect our property and stuff. So emphasis on our religion extends beyond just our performance of prayers and stuff. But also it's our job to invite others, to embrace the essence, of this religion, and also for us to invite other believers to embrace the essence of worshiping Allah. Okay? And we already spoke about how sacred life is. A lot of people want to try to make it out that as Muslims, our way of life is a life of terrorism. That's not true. Even though we got bad Muslims today, why does Allah send war? I keep telling you, war does not come from Israel. Israel did not create this war. Man doesn't create war. War comes from Allah. Allah says in the Quran that he sends war. He sends war for several different reasons. Number one, to cleanse the earth, to rid the earth of bad people. If Allah didn't send war, the earth would be filled with bad, corrupt people. War comes from Allah, guys. He's the one that sends it. He's got to rid the earth of bad people. Okay? There's a lot of bad people out there. You guys know that. Some people don't care. They have no compassion. They steal, they rob, they rape. Life is revered in Islam. Okay? This principle Islam advocates protecting all life forms, not just humans, but animals, the earth, all of that. Men are selfish, mankind. I'm talking about humans. We're selfish. We don't care about the creation. So Allah has to send war to cleanse the earth of bad people. Okay? Also, life is so revered in Islam. We're supposed to take care of our health. Look how many people, the Muslims, don't even take care of their health. Look how many of you don't go to the doctor. Allah tells us in the Quran that sickness comes from him. Allah sends sickness, pandemic, disease comes from Allah. He says that. He said, I send disease, but I never send disease without sending a treatment. So when I send disease, I always send a treatment. Take the treatment when I send it, and then maybe I'll send a cure. Allah has sent pandemic after pandemic. He sent the measles. He sent polio. He sent tuberculosis. He sent the treatment for that stuff. And he sent the cure for a lot of these diseases. He tells us to take it. Allah sent COVID. He sent the shots for all of that. Look how many Muslims still ain't had the COVID shots. SubhanAllah. Everything's a conspiracy. You Muslims are so superstitious. What did the Prophet say about superstition? Y'all remember that Stevie Wonder song? And it's superstition. SubhanAllah, y'all need to get out of that. Man is superstitious by nature. Y'all need to get out of that and trust in Allah. Allah says that disease and sickness comes from him. But he tells us he never sends it without sending a treatment. And look how quick Allah sent those boosters for COVID. Not a cure, but the vaccination. Like he sent the vaccination for the measles. Like he sent the vaccination for the mumps. Like he sent the vaccination for tuberculosis. Like he sent it for polio. Like he sent it for all scurvy and all the other pandemics that the world has encountered over the centuries. You know, we have to take care of our health. This is all a test from Allah. Allah commands us to avoid harmful substance. He's the creator of it. Allah is the creator of good and evil. Allah is the creator of good and evil. We have to accept that. He tells us he's the creator of that. He creates the good. He creates the evil as a test for us, to test us in our faith. Okay? The sanctity of life is revered. Islam's legal and moral framework stress the invaluable nature of each moment granted by Allah, advocating for the protection of life in its entirety. And we're going to be tested with sickness. What does Allah say in the Quran? I'm going to test you with your sickness, okay, to see what you're going to do. And also, family is important in Islam. Family, the kinship is under the throne of Allah. By nurturing ethical family bonds within marriage and child rearing, Islam aims to sustain the social fabric of family. So, in these verses of Surat Al Baqarah, the directives on marriage and inheritance and family rights are underscored with critical roles and about the structure of how the family should be. And also within these verses 143 to 283, Allah speaks about how intelligence, that's why I was telling you guys earlier in my earlier class, we don't argue. Most people, Allah has given us the gift, a divine gift of free will and intelligence. But most of mankind don't make use of intelligence. Most mankind don't make use of it. So we don't argue with people who choose to be stupid. Because even though Allah has given us free will, Allah tells us to seek knowledge. Seeking knowledge is an obligation upon all of us. Some of us refuse to seek knowledge. We choose to remain ignorant about life, ignorant about our religion. So we don't argue with those who choose to remain stuck on stupid. Allah tells us to turn away from the ignorant people. Don't argue with them. They'll hurt you because that's just how ignorant people are. Okay? We're supposed to seek knowledge and reflect and use critical thinking. But most people choose to remain stuck on stupid. Okay? So, these verses speak about that. They also speak about property. They speak about wealth and how these are trusts. A lot of people think because they got money, because they have wealth and property that, they're superior over others. But Allah speaks in these verses how these are trusts. This is an amanah. It's a trust from Allah. If Allah has blessed you with money and property and you're greedy and selfish, you don't pay it forward by helping those who are less fortunate than you, this can be a curse upon you. So these verses cover all of that. So Surat Al Baqarah offers spiritual enlightenment and practical guidelines as to how we can live in harmony with Allah's will. Remember, we come into this world. Allah created us twice. He created us for the first time after he created Adam. And he kept our souls wherever he keeps the souls. And then when our mothers became pregnant with us, he had our soul blown into our mother's womb. And we come into this world, that's the second time. And we come here with no memory of our lives before. We come in here ignorant. We come in here with no knowledge of Allah, no knowledge of of worship or any of that. We have to learn about Allah all over again. So our fitra comes into this world seeking the truth, seeking submittance to Allah's will. So this chapter of the Quran serves as a guide for the fitra. This chapter of the Quran will spiritually enlighten the fitra and help it to find its way to Allah's will. Okay? That's why this is a chapter to help build your faith. And the Quran doesn't just suggest a goal, but it also lights the path to reaching that goal. Okay? Because the Surat Baqarah, this chapter of the Quran, reiterates that Shahada. It reiterates La ilaha illallah, the attestation and compliance as to what we were created to do, which is to worship Allah. And this chapter is followed up with Surat Al Imran, which we talked about before. These are the two twins of the Quran that helps us to submit to Allah and comply with his commands. That's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, learn Surat Baqarah and Al Imran, because they both are the brightly illuminated chapters that will come forward on the day of judgment as if they were two clouds or two canopies of shade, or as if they are a decisive wall of birds in ranks, and they will argue on behalf of those who recited them. Okay? So let's speak about these verses, how they first of all help to reaffirm your faith or belief in Allah. Okay? Again, these verses serve as a guiding light for your fitra, because they will urge you as a Muslim to uphold the sanctity and the authenticity of your Islamic belief. They will help you to be not just a Muslim in name, but a Muslim in practice as well, because they reiterate La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, because Allah tells us what our purpose is, why we were created. Allah tells us that I did not create the jinn or mankind for any reason except to worship me. That's our purpose. That's why we are here. This statement elevates the importance of worship as the foundation of our existence in this life. This statement underscores the deep nature of protecting our way of life, making this way of life the priority, not this worldly life. Okay? We weren't created to party. We weren't created to have sex and get and drink and drug out. We were created to worship Allah. That's the priority. A lot of you sisters have the wrong priority. You convert to Islam, and the first thing you do is say, where can I find a husband? No, that shouldn't be your priority. You ain't ready for a husband, because all you're gonna attract is trash, because your faith has not yet been instilled in your heart. You convert to Islam, your first priority and your first question should be, how do I earn the pleasure and love of the Lord? That should be your priority. What can I do to make the Lord happy and pleased with me? It ain't about no man, because any man you attract right now ain't gonna be nothing. It's gonna be the same type of man you attracted before Islam. Okay? Because you haven't developed the character. You haven't developed the faith, the behavior, the attitude to pull in the righteous man yet. Because the law tells us righteous women are for righteous men. A righteous man's not going to be attracted to you yet. He's looking for a righteous, strong woman to keep his fitra illuminated. Because once your heart has awakened to the truth, the jihad or the struggle is to keep it lit. A new Shahada woman, a convert can't keep it lit because you don't know how to keep it lit. You don't even know how to light it up yet. He needs a strong woman that can keep him from falling back to his old ways. So you're not going to attract a righteous man. All you're going to do is attract another loser from the dunya, a drugger, a cigarette smoker, a non-praying man, a man who sits up on his cell phone all day and all night talking to women who he's not married to, or pornography. So when you convert to Islam, it ain't about no man. Your priority should be, tell me how to get close to my Lord, how to become a good, righteous Muslim woman. That should be your concern. Okay? Also, we have to understand that there are 3 foundational tenets that are found in the chapter Al Baqarah that support worship and are critical to protecting your faith. Number 1, the shift of the Qibla. Number 2, the development of righteousness. And number 3, the integration of Islam into all aspects of life. These tenets highlight the importance of deeply engaging with and committing to Islam's teachings and principles. That's what you new shahadas and old shahadas need to focus on. Okay? Let's talk about these 3 pivotal moments. Number 1, the shift of the Qibla. This is verse 143 of Surat Al Baqarah. This shift of the Qibla, this shift demonstrated how, number 1, it showed the unity of the Muslims when Allah sent down the command that no longer would we face the direction of Jerusalem like the Christians and Jews did to pray. The Muslims didn't ask why. They didn't question. They immediately, right during the prayer, changed their direction towards Mecca. That showed, number 1, their faith. They didn't ask why. They just said how and did it. Okay? This reorientation symbolizes their submission to Allah's will. Their fitra was awake. Their fitra found the truth and submittance to Allah's will. It was a testament to their obedience to follow Allah's commands without hesitation. That's how you should be as a new convert. That's how I should be as an old Muslim. Okay? It also marks a pivotal moment in history where faith asserts its distinctiveness. It shows how distinctive we are as Muslims. It separates us from the other people who came before us. Okay? We're not like them. We're not like the Christians. We're not like the Jews. We're different. We're distinct. Don't compare us to them. Don't compare me to a nun. I'm nothing like a nun. They don't look like me. They don't dress like me. They're nothing like me. I take offense when any Muslim man says a nun dresses like me. A nun wish she looked like Laila Nasheeba. So that's one momentum event. Then when we look at verse 177, the spectrum of righteousness, this verse expands the concept of righteousness beyond ritualistic practices, presenting it as a way of life encompassing a wide range of ethical, moral, and spiritual dimensions. This verse challenges the believers to transcend the superficial aspects of worship and to embody the essence of righteousness in all their actions, all their interactions, and to avoid everything that Allah commands them. In other words, our religion is not just a religion, it's a way of life. It's not just, I'm Muslim on Fridays. I'm Muslim every day of the year. I'm Muslim in the way I speak, the way I dress, the way I talk, the way I walk, the way I eat, the way I dress, even when the way I answer the call of nature. Being Muslim is a way of life, okay? I'm righteous in my mannerisms, in my character, and how I carry myself in the public, and how I interact with my children, with my husband, with my neighbors, with my co-workers. That's righteousness. The Christians don't do that. The Jews don't have that. Okay? So it emphasizes the importance of believing in Allah, not just by saying it with the tongue, but showing it in my behavior, my character, how I carry myself, my prayers, my financial generosity, how honest I am in my dealings, how I can be trusted, how even the non-Muslim, my co-workers can say, one thing about her, she's honest. One thing about her, she never lies. One thing about her, she's modest. Okay? She's trustworthy. So our righteousness transcends our, not just our obligations to Allah, but our interactions with each other, on the job, in the home, outside the home, and all of that. Islam is a way of life. It's not just a religion. And then also we look at verses 208. This verse speaks about how when you embrace Islam, when you come into Islam, we don't come into it half-heartedly. We embrace it completely and perfectly out of sincerity. We don't pick and choose what parts of this religion, like some of the Christians do. They take this part of the Bible, that part of the Bible. No, we embrace it in its totality. There's no half Muslim, half Christian. No, we embrace this religion wholeheartedly. Okay? And this commitment entails observing the prescribed actions of worship and adopting moral and ethical conduct that aligns with the principles of justice, compassion, and piety as laid out in the Quran and the hadiths of our prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Quran and the hadiths together they underscore the importance of unity, ethical living, and complete dedication to the faith. And they set the foundation for a fulfilling spiritual journey and a righteous way of life. So we don't pick and choose what parts. We come into this religion wholeheartedly, accepting every part of it, submitting totally to it. And also, this chapter of the Quran eloquently frames the principles of belief in Allah. by affirming that our God is one God, and that is Allah. That's what La ilaha illallah is. No one has the right to be worshiped but him. That's why we don't do birthdays, guys. Because when we celebrate a birthday, we're saying that because this person was born, my son, because I gave birth to you and you were born on this day, you are deserving of money and cake and recognition. No, that's worship. That's eulogizing you. The only one deserving of praise and glory and worship is Allah. You had nothing to do with your birth. Allah could have caused me to abort you. So we don't do birthdays. I had to explain that to my grandson, my little grandson. You know, we don't do that. Sorry. Only Allah has the right to be worshiped. Those are verses 163 through 164 of Surat Al Baqarah. It also implies the outreach to humanity to establish the undivided worship and devotion to Allah alone. Not just to recognize his existence as the creator, but that only he is the Lord. You know, we have to believe in his lordship. And this is what Muslims today don't understand. We don't believe in Allah's lordship. That's why Muslims cannot accept the fact that this war that's going on in the world today is from Allah and it's not going to stop until Allah puts his foot down and says, stop. There is no power. There is no might other than Allah. If all the Muslim countries in the world were to come together right now and try to bomb Israel, they wouldn't be able to make a bomb to do nothing unless Allah allowed it. There is no power. There is no might other than Allah. You Muslims have to understand that. You cannot make nothing happen. Only Allah has that power. And until you Muslims in 2025 understand that, this war is not going to stop, and it's not going to stop. So y'all can forget it. It's going to continue to spread like it's been doing since 2015. This war didn't just start. It's going to continue until the entire earth is experiencing it, because we Muslims today are the worst Muslims so far. We have deviated away from Tawheed or Rububiyah. We don't believe in the lordship of Allah. And that's why Allah has sent this war. He didn't send it now. He sent it during the Bush regime. It's just made its way. I got the sisters here in Afghanistan. They can tell you this war started back with them and Bosnia and Kuwait with Saddam Hussein. They can tell you about it. They went through the same thing that Gaza's going through now. If this war, and I got the sisters here from Sudan in here, they can tell you this war is just spreading. It's going to be here in America. It's going to hit my sisters in Australia. The whole earth is going to be experiencing it eventually. This is all from Allah, because we Muslims have done what Allah said we would do. We have deviated away from belief in Tawheed al-Rububiyah. And that's why he's brought it. We're no different than these non-Muslims that we ridicule. Okay? Also, you look at verses 238 to 239. Surat Baqarah also gives us the 5 daily prayers as a fundamental Islamic practice. They help to reinforce our connection to Allah. They help to keep our fitra stimulated and connected. And these verses of Surat Baqarah stress the importance of these prayers, especially the Asr prayer. Why? Because the Asr prayer comes in the middle of the day. It's known as the middle prayer. It comes in the middle of the day. And by the way, one of my cousins just joined. Okay, it comes in the middle of the day when the people are busy. When the people are busy with their jobs, their business. And it's easy for us to forget about worshiping Allah. Okay? So it comes in the middle of the day, and it's hard for us to set aside our worldly desires and worldly business to remember Allah. So Allah says in the Quran that every prayer has a fixed time. And those prayers have their fixed time for a reason. So we can remember Allah. Allah wants us to remember Him throughout the day. That keeps us humble. Okay? The provision for performing the prayer at different times of the day, you know, under different circumstances, during fear or travel. It highlights the adaptability of faith and the deep commitment required from every believer to gain knowledge of worship. Okay? And then we have verses 177 and 215 and 254. They speak about zakat and how to develop unity and compassion by caring for each other, helping one another. Okay, making dua for each other, you know, standing together as one, having allegiance towards each other, which is something that we have also deviated away from today. And then verses 183 through 187 speaks about another one of our pillars of faith, which is Ramadan. Remember, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam first migrated to Medina, he found the Jews fasting the day of Ashura. And he asked them, why are you fasting? And they told him, because this was the day of Ashura, the day that Moses had got Pharaoh to set them free. So the Muslims said, the prophet said, we're closer to Moses than you are. So the Muslims began to fast that day. This was before Allah sent down the command for Ramadan. But then when Allah sent down the obligation to fast Ramadan, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the Muslims, I used to command you to fast the day of Ashura, but Allah has sent down something better. It's known as the month of Ramadan for us. So you don't have to fast Ashura anymore. So guess what, guys? What's the source of what I'm getting ready to tell you? Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. The companions didn't fast the day of Ashura no more, guys. The companions didn't fast. I'm letting you guys know. Ibn Abbas, Ibn Umar and them, after the month of Ramadan was sent down, the companions didn't fast the day of Ashura anymore, because Ashura was replaced with Ramadan. Those hadiths you read about them fasting were canceled out. Those were abrogated hadiths. If the Prophet had lived, he would have fasted. Those were abrogated. Okay, Ramadan came down after that. right before he died. Those were abrogated. Ibn Abbas, Ibn Umar said, none of us, we never fasted the day of Ashura no more, because Ramadan replaced it. So Ramadan is presented as a means for spiritual cleansing and enhanced taqwa. It unites the Muslims in a global act of devotion, transcending social and economic distinctions. The allowances for those unable to fast due to illness or travel reflect Islam's flexibility and compassion, ensuring that all can participate in this communal worship, celebrating unity and affirming Tawheed and all of that. So after Allah sent down Ramadan, the original companions didn't fast the day of Ashura anymore. I don't fast Ashura anymore at all either. Okay, the hadiths in Bukhari were abrogated about Ashura. They didn't fast them anymore. Ramadan replaced it. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. That's why you got to learn these hadiths and the order of the hadiths and the history of Islam. Okay, and then verses 196 to 203, affirming Tawheed, that's the Hajj. Hajj embodies the unity of the Muslim Ummah and the commitment to Tawheed. This pilgrimage retraces the steps of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and his family, gathering the Muslims from around the globe in a deep expression of faith and brotherhood. It serves as a powerful annual reminder of the shared heritage and is a reminder that global organization and leadership are practical and possible when the cause is unified. So that's where we stop today in this amazing Maqasidic Tafsir of Dr. Karim Abuzaid. May Allah bless him for all of his books that he's put together. And may Allah keep me living long enough to continue to teach every single one. And what does it mean to be Maqasid? Is to take the objectives of the Quran, okay, and apply them to what's happening, to what the Muslims are facing today, so you can set goals for yourself. The Quran is never outdated. You hear a lot of Muslims today say, oh, the Quran is outdated. No, it's not. The Quran applies to all times. It never gets old. It's never outdated. You just haven't had anyone make it Maqasid for you. You haven't learned from the proper people. All right. Are there any questions or comments? Questions or comments about tonight's lesson? Try to keep it simple for you.
It was deep. It was really deep. At the beginning when you were talking, it was deep because you were just hitting it, telling the truth. Whew.
Sister Layla, I didn't know that that fasting was abrogated, that particular one for Moses.
A lot of Muslims don't. Most Muslims don't. A lot of these famous speakers don't. And I just sit there and just listen to them. Every year they talk about fasting the day of Ashura, and I'm like, the companions stopped fasting it. They never fast Ashura after Ramadan was sent down. And I just don't never say nothing. I'm a woman. They don't listen to me. So I always tell y'all, my students, that the companions never fasted Ashura no more. Ramadan replaced it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just a woman. I'm just a girl in the world. And they just won't let me be. That's what happens when you're a girl in the world. These brothers learn the Quran and they don't learn these hadiths. The hadiths, the Sunnah. Yeah. Most Muslims don't know that. Most don't. But I teach it to my students, and that's it. We go over those hadiths every year. It's right there in Bukhari. Sahih Bukhari. Yeah. You got to have those scholars of hadith, man. Any other questions? And by the way, guys, please support this dawah effort. We need donations for this website. I don't know what we're gonna do. We haven't received no donations. We received a $5 donation. May Allah bless the sister. We also received a $10 donation. May Allah bless her too. But we need, like I said, we have $200 in our account, and this is just the 16th. Y'all might log on and ain't nothing here. Because this is the 16th. And costs money to stream. Y'all log in and ain't no Sunnahfollowers here. It'd be like, Sunnah's gone away. Nothing I can do. All right. Yeah. So please try to support this dawah effort. We need donations. Yeah, big time. Yeah, tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Wednesday. Tomorrow is my class at 6:30, diluting el wala wal bara, and then tomorrow is the Riyadh Salihin as well, inshallah. All right, if there's no questions, let me log out for tonight. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Have a good night.